This is Geolegable coming at you with another Destiny video. What is going on, guys? Today we are going to be talking about something that the internet has been buzzing about, which is connection-based matchmaking and skill-based matchmaking. And what exactly is it, and how does Destiny actually work? Today we get an answer for all that within the Destiny update post, and we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about that. So let's go ahead and break this down and kind of give you guys an overall idea of how it works based on what they say, and then I'll give you guys my opinion on what I think towards the tail end of the video. So let's go ahead and jump on this. First of all, let's talk about their priorities. They said, when it comes to matchmaking, here are our design goals. Provide you with a clean connection to your fellow players. That's priority number one. Priority number two, keep the time you spend in orbit between matches to a minimum. Set a match between you and a worthy opponent. So a lot of you guys are familiar with the screen of the little circle on the left hand side looping around saying searching for players, finding players, and what exactly is happening when this is going on. So here is what is happening, what is going on. Number one, first we identify a pool of available players with good connection. So for example, you have good connection, the other player has good connection, they're like, oh yeah, I think we found someone. So let's say they find like 10 people with good connection. How do they define who do you play out of those 10 people? Well, within that pool, or within those 10 players, we choose players closely matching your personal skills. So for example, let's say you have a 1.1 KD and you have 10 different people that are within that pool. Someone has like a 0.5 KD, someone has a 2.5 KD, and then someone has a 1.1 KD, and they're like, oh wait, this guy has a 1.1, this guy has a 1.1, let's match them together. But what happens if these two variants are different, right? So right now we're in connection-based matchmaking. Well, this is when things get a little bit tricky, because they go and say, if we cannot find a player within that pool, we widen the variance in skill. So for example, let's say good connection, same KD. That's the first way they go ahead and go about it. Then if some reason there's no one within that qualification, they widen the pool to say really good KD, really bad KD. That's why sometimes you get games where you're stomping the person, and then sometimes you get games where you're just getting stomped. So that's because that pool was widened. Now for some reason, let's go ahead and say nothing can be found within those areas. Well, what happens again, they go ahead and widen the variance based on connection. And this is where I have a little bit of a problem with, because if the primary focus of us is having good connection with a good player and having a not laggy game, then that's we shouldn't even go to a spot where you're widening the variance to actually hinder the connection and quality, because that's when you start getting red bars, yellow bars, and getting kicked off the game because of that widened area. I would rather sit in orbit for a little bit longer and play a better connection game than having to play a super laggy game where the guy's teleporting all over the screen. But that is my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I do want to know from you guys, what exactly do you guys think? Would you rather sit in orbit a little bit longer and get a really good connection with someone, or would you rather play with lag? I do want to know from you guys, and what do you guys think? Then they go and say, once enough players are selected, we break them out into equal skilled teams. So this is pretty much in case you're doing 6v6s or 3v3s and you're kind of soloing. But if you're playing in a fire team, kind of like trials, then that is the way it works. So they go ahead and put a post note and say, skill is not a factor in Trials of Osiris. You're matched against players with good connection and similar scorecards. So in Trials of Osiris, the way it works is they prefer connection and similar scorecards. But still, I believe that the factor plays along where it is still based on connection based within these criteria, within the set of pools. So that's pretty much what they go ahead and explain how the skill-based matchmaking works, as opposed to connection-based matchmaking. So overall, in general, we do get intel that every time we play a game in PvP, it is going to be based on connection based, and that is the crux of the matter. I know a lot of people want skill based, some people dislike skill based, some people like connection based, but that is why we have certain different types of game modes. I believe one of the main reasons private matches were introduced is because the competitive was competitive gaming within Destiny was so hot at the current moment. It was kind of keeping Destiny alive, so they were kind of forced to do private matches. And it wasn't primarily focused within a custom game environment. It was mostly just so people could go ahead and do tournaments and kind of build that competitive atmosphere, competitive scene a lot more within Destiny. But overall, in general, I prefer to have good connection over bad connection. That's just my overall personal point of view. But let me know what you guys think. Would you guys like skill-based matchmaking more, or would you guys like connection-based matchmaking? And that's pretty much just giving you guys an overall idea of what was, what the update talked about. But I do want to hear from you guys what you guys prefer. Don't forget, guys, if you want to stay up to date to all things Destiny, make sure you guys keep it locked on this channel, and I will catch you guys on the next video.